Hello and welcome to Boomer Live as we are joined by Sandeep Vani today to talk about the two games which took place today earlier. We did already join you people earlier today to talk about the fantasy side of things, and most of our predictions did come true, and we're pretty glad about that as well. So we are here to talk about the game in detail as what happened in the first game and the second game. So I think we'll talk about from the game which just took place now between Punjab Kings and Lucknow Super Giants. I mean, incredible game of cricket because it again was a low scoring game. One can say so. Balling them out for just a mere score of 159, and then from there on, Sikandar Raza playing that blinder of a knock. What a brilliant knock for him to score that maiden ever IPL 50, guiding his team home. And Shah Rukh Khan once again proving to be a very, very important asset because at the start of the season, a lot of people, including us, did write him off saying that he's out of form, but slowly he's getting into the groove when his role clarity has become even more perfect, isn't it? But let's talk about this game. Salim, what did you make of this game? No Shikhar Dhawan, but a big, big W for Punjab Kings against a strong Lucknow team in their own backyard.
Yeah, I think it is going to be a huge positive, and they are going to take a huge positive out of it, Punjab Kings, that is, because without Shikhar Dhawan, that batting order did not look to have the depth or the experience to pull it off. And first of all, KL Rahul played a KL Rahul sort of a knock, 74 of 56. Finally, a game where he converted his start to go on to score a crucial 50 because the pitch was not easy to bat on. Lucknow was never going to be easy to bat on. We saw uh, from whatever we saw from the prior games. It was a different pitch from the last one. It was not a dead pitch, so as to say, but still, I mean, it was a good contest. Both the games today were played on pitches which had something for the bowlers. So
Yeah.
the batters just could not run away with the game. It was not a flat deck for sure. So a lot of things came into play. I think Lucknow Super Giants, to start off with, KL Rahul played that very important knock to guide the team to 150, 159,
Yeah.
and that is something which he did for Punjab Kings in the past, which he used to do for
Yeah.
Punjab Kings in the past. So it was
Yeah.
that sort of a knock for them. But once again, without Shikhar Dhawan chasing down 160 in this pitch is going to be a huge positive for them. Uh, we had uh, we had kept Sikandar Raza in our fantasy team, even though he did not play in the last one because it was a no-brainer that in Lucknow you needed to get somebody of Raza's caliber into the team. No matter, even if they had a Liam Livingston, they did not have a Liam Livingston. That did not matter. But without a Liam Livingston, without a Shikhar Dhawan, two of the players who were at the start of this tournament going to be the main linchpins for this Punjab Kings side. Without the two of them, this team went on to chase 160 easily. Finally, Sam Curran coming good with the ball as well, picking up 3 for 31. Two wickets for Kagiso Rabada as well. A good
Yeah.
start to the IPL, so as to say this IPL as well. And Arshdeep Singh bowled a decent spell. But I think Lucknow missed a trick out there. Everybody will go on to say in hindsight and say why Ravi Bishnoi not introduced into the attack till the 15th over, because
Yeah.
Punjab Kings did not have the best of starts.
And that's a very interesting question you mentioned because today was a right opportunity, right deck for someone like a Ravi Bishnoi to have an early entry point, but that was delayed. Okay, you can say he was saved for the death overs, but even there, he is not utilized for the full quota of 4 overs. So that is a massive downgrade to his talent and his potential. And when he came to ball, he did try to turn the game on its head as well. He did make an instant impact, and the game almost did turn if not for that exploit from Shah Rukh Khan towards that end. So that's why you think that was a bad tactical call in terms of just holding back someone like a Bishnoi because he brings a lot more to this team than just balling in those defensive overs.
Yeah, I think not just bad. I think it was a horrible tactical call. At Ekana Sports City, in that Lucknow conditions, especially what Bishnoi and the other spinners had done in this pitch in the earlier games as well, it was an absolute no-brainer to get in Ravi Bishnoi, especially because the Punjab Kings batters, we have seen that they have struggled against quality spin. They might go on to score and hit a couple of sixes or hit a couple of boundaries, but in the long run, the spinners have had the better of this Punjab Kings lineup. And to persist with Krunal Pandya for the third over, which allowed Sikandar Raza to take the attack on Krunal Pandya and take the game towards tilt the game towards Punjab Kings' favor. I think it was a horrible tactical call from KL Rahul because there is no excuse. I mean, you have got the resources, you had the runs on the board. 160 in this pitch was going to be difficult to chase, especially for this inexperienced batting lineup, and with an out of form middle order as well. Apart from Shikhar Dhawan and occasional exploits from Prabhsimran Singh or Jitesh Sharma, this middle order did not fire at all. You had a Sikandar Raza who was getting the starts with the bat, not being able to convert. Sam Curran was a hit and a miss with the bat. Then you had a Shah Rukh Khan who looked in no form whatsoever. But this sort of innings for Shah Rukh Khan is exactly why he was taken or brought into the Punjab Kings setup in the first place. And today, finally, he came good for them. This sort of knock took him to prominence in the first place. The knock he played against KKR, if you remember, that
Yeah,
25-28 runs of 8 or 9 deliveries. Today, he played a knock of 23 of 10 deliveries. So I think these sort of knocks is why Shah Rukh Khan is in the squad. And I think with this knock, he has justified his place in the team, at least for the next 2 or 3 games, because you need players to step up when the team is in dire straits. And when Ravi Bishnoi picked up Sikandar Raza in that 18th over, that just went on to further ask like force a lot of people to ask the question that why wasn't Ravi Bishnoi used. Okay, even if you want to use his 4 overs in the depth, why not bring him at least by the 11th or 12th over? Why wait till the 15th over to get in a Ravi Bishnoi when you had that consolidation phase partnership where Sikandar Raza was taking the attack on the bowlers and Sam Curran was just at the crease on the other end. And that 37-38 run partnership for the fifth wicket is where the game slipped from Lucknow Super Giants' hands. And it is a complete horrible tactical call not to get a Ravi Bishnoi in Lucknow.
absolutely. You reckon? What do you make of this youngster? Because let's talk about some positive signs about Lucknow as well. Because as a Punjab are outstanding, we will talk about it in detail. But before that, Yudhvir Singh Charak looks like a real good bowler. Looks like an ideal replacement for the third seamers role. They couldn't do a job with Unath Kat, or they weren't relying on anybody else as well. But now, when you have someone like him who can step into Mohsin Khan's shoes, he can do a fine job. He's been in and around the circle. He's been around Mumbai Indians team as well for a while. He's well scouted from Kashmir once again. He's got the pace. He's got some serious wheels. He can hit the bat. He can hit the deck pretty hard, and he can also hit the bat hard because that his balls are heavy balls, as they say. It really skids on, and he's got the extra bit of pace, which really troubles a lot of batters.
Yeah, exactly. And I think he will be far more potent in conditions like Wankhede. It was good to see Mumbai Indians get him, but they couldn't utilize him to his potential. But I mean, Yudhvir has been in the rounds and has been knocking on the doors of the selection committee, especially for these franchises, for some time now. Because you hear the name Yudhvir Singh Charak, and you know that he has been in the reckoning for the past 2 3 years. Finally got a prominent chance to open the bowling for Lucknow Super Giants, and I think he did a brilliant job. And like we said, like you said, I mean, Mohsin Khan stepping into Mohsin Khan's shoes, Lucknow Super Giants were desperately missing an Indian quick in the form an Indian new bowler quick, that is, who was Mohsin Khan was so influential and so instrumental in Lucknow Super Giants' success last time around. It was evident that they would need Yudhvir Singh Charak sort of opening pacer, Indian pacer, who can do the job for them with the ball. So it's good, positive signs for them, and they wouldn't mind too much because they got the runs on the board. KL Rahul looked to be coming to form with 73, 74. These are positive signs as well for critical matches. Well, people will argue over the strike rate, but this was not an easy pitch to bat on. So I will give it to him because they were losing wickets from the other end as well. So none of the batters who are getting the starts were getting the move on. So that is the innings that I will appreciate. And the middle order looks dangerous, threatening. Kyle Myers getting another start. Nicholas Puran failed today, but we all know Nicholas Puran has been in a purple patch of form. Otherwise, and talking about Punjab Kings as well, I think we I mean, me in particular, I was not happy with Matt Short getting the chance in the first game, but since then with the bat at number 3, he has sort of justified his place because he is doing the job with the bat. I won't consider Matt Short. I won't reckon he is a very good normal bowler. I mean, he's a part timer who can give you
Yeah,
2 3 overs at the top of the order, and he's doing
yeah.
a good job, decent enough job with the new ball. Kagiso Rabada is back. So once again, I will just reiterate my point. If Punjab Kings can put in this sort of a performance without Shikhar Dhawan and Liam Livingston, this team has what it takes to make it to the playoffs for sure.
Absolutely. I mean, it looks like a good team so far, and also, we have to talk about Kagiso Rabada getting back into the team because I think Nathan Ellis will be slightly hard done by. He's done a good job whenever he's gotten that opportunity. What do you reckon prompted them to go for Nathan Ellis and to switch him over to Kagiso Rabada? I know Kagiso Rabada is such a good bowler that he doesn't deserve to be on the bench, but then Nathan Ellis hasn't done a bad job either.
See, it's a choice of plenty because it's simply a choice of plenty where you have two quality bowlers. They went in with Kagiso Rawada in today's game probably because of the extra experience that he brings, and also Kagiso Rawada had very good matchups against some of the Lucknow Super Giants batters. So I think that is another thing that prompted them to give Kagiso Rawada the chance, because I think he had a very good matchup against KL Rahul. He had a good matchup against the likes of Nicholas Pooran as well. And then also, if you talk about Quinton de Kock, who was not there in today's game, he had a very good matchup against him as well. So I
Yeah.
think Kagiso Rabada was more of a tactical call, and because he is more experienced, and these Lucknow conditions from what we saw in the last few games were going to be a bit on the slower side. So I reckon Nathan Ellis would have been a great option or an addition to the side as well. But I think given the conditions, I think he did a good enough job. So this team has a choice of plenty. I'm not clear if Liam Livingston comes back, whom are you dropping right now? Because I wouldn't want to drop either of Sikandar Raza or Sam Curran. These two are playing for sure. And you
Yeah.
have a Matt Shot and
I mean,
Kagiso
Matt
Rabada
Shot
with Nathan
looks like
Ellis
the
waiting
ball
as well.
player who's going to be switched.
Yeah, but he gave you those two important knocks of 30 odd runs in the last two games at number three. Because if you see, Punjab Kings does not have a lot of experience at that top order, because
Yeah.
middle order was not firing, and in the top order, apart from Dhawan, there is no one, because Prabhsimran Singh, after that rich vein of form in the first two games, seems to be fading out a bit. And then you have a Jitesh Sharma who was demoted down the order today,
Yeah.
probably to take the game deep and finish the job for the team, which he couldn't do. So that now becomes where the more pressure builds up for that middle order. We saw Harpreet Singh come in, play a run ball knock of 22. I wouldn't criticize him because he came at a stage where they had already lost 3 wickets in the power play. So they needed to consolidate a bit, and I think he did that. So I wouldn't criticize his performance, but I don't see him as the batter that they're going to go with at number four, number five, who has that attacking game that the Punjab Kings setup needs right now, or the approach that the Punjab Kings adopt. I don't see a Harpreet Singh forming or being a part of that playing 11.
But considering that, someone like Liam Livingston is still an X Factor player, he can walk into any team and he can do a job which can potentially win you a game. I mean, he can win a game of his own, single handedly. So that's one thing which you look right when you compare with Matt Shot. I know he has not done anything wrong, but adding to that,
Yeah, no, no, no. There is no second thoughts about it. Once Liam Livingston is back from his injury, I think he'll walk straight back into the team in place of Matt Short, and that will strengthen the middle order as well. That will give the middle order a lot of confidence, because he was Punjab Kings' second highest run scorer in the last season as well. Batting at number four for them, which is a critical position, and he was that X factor player for the setup. Performs with the ball as well. So I think Liam Livingston coming in will straight walk into the team. But this team has a choice of plenty. That is good to see, because I wouldn't mind dropping a Sikandar Raza in conditions in flatter decks. I wouldn't have a Sikandar Raza. I would rather play a Liam Livingston in place of Sikandar Raza as well. So I think they can float between Sikandar Raza, Matt Shot, and Liam Livingston. They can pick two of the three, and then they have the option of going in with either Nathan Ellis or a Kagiso Rawada. And the
right.
bowling attack looks very very promising.
Right. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you totally on that because I also think the same. Anything can happen, especially when it comes to them trying to tinker around with that combination because they have a lot of options. And also remember, Rajapaksha is also sitting on the wings. He can also walk into this team if need be. He's a phenomenal player of spin. I think when there's a particular match, especially against a Wanindu Hasranga or something of that sort, you will see someone like a Rajapaksha get that nod ahead as well. I mean, that's about it from today's first game. I think Punjab is going to be extremely ecstatic about that win. They are going to be flying high now, winning in luck now. That was a tough pitch once again. Other 160, 165 is a par total on that kind of a deck. But to chase it down with a lot of composure maintained, you have to give it to Kings and without their skipper as well. So, big upstroke Sam Curran. The way he led the team was beautiful today. Once again, rotating the ballers brilliantly. There's a lot to like about him. I think it's his first ever game captaining any side, so that's a positive start for him in his career. But let's talk about the game which happened earlier today. Delhi Capitals versus Royal Challengers Bangalore. Royal Challengers Bangalore get a win, and Delhi Capitals continue their losing streak. It's at this point you have to say they're trying out every single thing to get that one W near to their name, which is not certainly happening. What is happening with them, Sandeepani, right now?
I think it's just the top orders, the lack of form for the top orders, because you can't have a team with the caliber of Prithvi Shaw, David Warner, and Mitchell Marsh as your top three, and two of the three players are consistently failing to score runs, and the third player is consistently failing to strike the ball at a faster and score at a faster rate. And we can't actually go on to put the blame on David Warner as well for his slow pace, because he does not have any partner to support him. You can't expect a player to go on and score, I mean, get a start of 50, 60, of 25, 30 deliveries when the player from the other end is absolutely struggling for form. When a team is consistently losing wickets from the other end, it becomes very difficult for the other batter to keep his composure and take the attack on the bowlers and play those risky shots, because you wonder they don't have the batting depth. Once the top order is done, you have Akshay Patel at number 5, and then you have to sort of tinker with Aman Khan, who is not an established batter, and players and the lower middle order. Kuldeep Yadav at number 9 does not give you any confidence of chasing even 10 runs per over, because Kuldeep Yadav is more of a one might say he's more of a blocker. He can just keep his wicket from one end and just rotate the strike and give the strike to the other batsman from the other end. And then that top order, there's no excuse, right? Mitchell Marsh coming back from after his wedding, getting another one. I mean, scoring a duck, I guess, duck or one run, that whatever he
Yeah.
scored. Prithvi Shaw scored another duck, run out this time. Prithvi Shaw is finding new ways to get out at zero. So that, and Yes Dhul coming in at number 4, getting just one. So you just go on to believe, we said that they don't need a player like Manish Pandey in that setup, but he is the one scoring those runs in the last game as well. He scored that 25, 28 odd runs, that and more importantly built a partnership with David Warner to sort of stabilize the ship, because you see that if they are trying to score big, or go get after the bowling, they are losing wickets in tandem and they're losing wickets in clusters, and then you don't have the batters to go on and score big. Because I think at even though it was a day game, but 174 at Chinnaswamy is chaseable. I mean, it's chaseable to say the
If you
least.
look, ultimately, even though you would say Delhi Capitals were blown away from that game,
Yeah.
the power play itself, but if you look at the margin, it's just 20, 21 runs.
I mean,
Ultimately,
30 for 4 at the end of 6 overs with all your top order batsmen back in the hut, and you still managed to score 151. You just wonder what would have happened if they would have, if either of the top order batsmen, along with Manish Pandey, would have provided some support to that batting lineup, and put a base to sort of capitalize on. Because I think both Prithvi Shaw, Mitchell Marsh are trying to just take the attack on the bowlers and just launch themselves onto the bowlers, so that the bowlers are under pressure, and in that process they are not being able to score runs, they're throwing away their wickets cheaply. So I think first of all Mitchell Marsh needs to get in. I can't say too much for Prithvi Shaw because he got run out today. Hopefully he comes back strong, but with the form that both of them are in, there are some serious issues with them as well. Technical issues with Prithvi Shaw, which have been highlighted for over 2.5 years now.
yeah.
He's just finding it difficult to get a move on, and also Mitchell Marsh as well. I mean, at number 3, it becomes very difficult for a player to sort of come in and take the attack on the bowlers. That's the best time in the power play, but you have to assess the pitch, get an understanding of how the conditions are working, and then take the attack on the bowlers. Just give yourself those 5 to 10 deliveries to at least just have a look, have a feel of the game, and then go after the bowling. And I don't know what Delhi Capitals can do right now, because I think the bowlers did a good enough job today. Even though you had a Mustafizur Rahman put on a disappointing performance, but I think the spinners did a brilliant job. Kuldeep Yadav, Akshar Patel did a great job as well. Lalit Yadav chipping in as well. And also you had Andrik Noki, even though he did
I
not.
mean, at one stage, you really felt like, this was possibly going to be a game where RCB could have scored even more. RCB had that collapse. You have to say, because you lost 3 wickets in a span of what, 3 balls. and that
But
really derailed RCB's
but
hopes as
I
well.
just want to I just have I think you can tell or explain this better for RCB. I
Yeah.
have no explanation for Anuj Rawat walking into the
Yeah,
team
we
at
will
number
get to
8.
that. I think we will get to that, but before that, we'll take some comments as well. I think that's a very interesting point we'll talk about. Sikandar Raza is the comment from Rashid Ulak. Priyanka says RCB winning is the best part. Mike Lander says incredibly well played PBKS. Of course, they've been outstanding today. Sikandar Raza is such an important player. I agree with you totally. Yudhvir Singh looks promising. Yes, he does. That's something which we did speak about as well because he looks like a player. If he's well groomed, if he's going to be put in the setup for a while, he can definitely come good. Saloni asks, "How are you guys? We are good. How are you, Sneevan? I hope you're doing good as well. We're a little tired because it's been a long, long weekend, and of course, we are going to be back very soon with another live preview as well. So it's that kind of a weekend, right? Because we're going to be doing previews from now on with all the stats and everything. David Madan asks, Kuriki needs to come back. Yeah, I mean, that's something which we did speak about. I think he will be considered in the next game. Uh, no clues what daily management is going through. Yes, I agree with you totally because at this point, Delhi management, actually the coaching staff themselves should come to play. Maybe like so Shane Watson, Ricky Ponting, sort of Ganguly. Maybe then they can put up a little bit of fight for sure. Because there is no answer. There is no answer to whatever has been thrown at them. Ishfaq Saad says, I love Kohli's celebration today. What did you make of that? It was a little animated without Kohli's none. Something which you don't see of, which you don't associate with
Loved it.
recent times.
Loved,
So,
loved, loved it. Absolutely loved it. And I think Virat Kohli, though, if he continues to go on like this, if he continues to celebrate like this, you can see, you can sense that the passion is there, the
and you
love
also have
for
to
the
say he
sport
was
is there.
unlucky. That full toss should have gone on top of the ground, not to
Yeah.
Virat Kohli fans.
Definitely, definitely. Once you are set, you don't expect Kohli to get out of those sort of deliveries.
Yeah,
But I mean,
that was the
I
worst ball to hit.
absolutely love the celebration. Love the celebration. Love the knock. Because now at Chinnaswamy, I mean, it's 3 innings, 350s for Kohli. So
Yeah,
he is the king at Chinnaswamy for sure right now.
right, absolutely. And not just that, he looks to be timing the ball perfectly. You look at that first over, the intent is right there. And also, I think it was a lot of
I think a
message. I
part
think
of the celebration was for Simon Dool itself. I mean,
Simon Tool and also a particular somebody in Delhi's dressing room as well, because a lot of pictures and news coming out regarding whatever happened after the game. So I mean, we don't know. We don't know. We're just assuming at this point. But I love that celebration as well. I totally agree with you. Ranga Rajappa says, "Poor show from Shaw." I agree. I agree. What do you have to make of Prithvi Shaw? Because I think it's a very curious case at this point. Um, I personally like Prithvi Shaw a lot. A massive talent, right? Massive talent, huge potential, but fitness. We'll talk about fitness, talk about discipline, talk about certain technical aspects which he needs to be improving. What are controllables are something which is letting him down. You can say form is something which is not in your hand. You can get out for zero, even if you're the greatest player in the world. But the fact with Prithvi Shaw is he's not improving from the mistakes he's making, right? Mistakes are not technical, not mistakes of what playing a bad shot or something like that. Mistakes are what fitness. Mistakes are discipline. Mistakes are correcting your technical ability to play the short ball or the ball which is coming in. What do you think is happening with Prithvi Shaw at this point? Because things are not just working well for him at this point.
Yeah, see, honestly, I will tell you, like most of the people out there. I mean, I was a huge fan of Prithvi Shaw right from the onset when he scored that massive 500
Yeah,
odd runs and made a name for himself, and then came into the domestic circuit under 19
yeah,
campaign, successful under 19 campaign, worked, made the transition, came into the IPL franchise, started off well for Delhi Capitals, did a great job for the Indian team in a few opportunities in India when they played in
yeah,
India. But then suddenly you don't know what happened. The debate between the debate of Prithvi Shaw versus Shubman Gill have been going on for a long time, that who is going to be the more promising youngster to make it to the Indian team, the youngster to get a smooth transition into this senior Indian team.
yeah.
And and now I guess the competition is not between Shubman Gill and a Prithvi Shaw. I think now the way Prithvi Shaw has been playing or performing, I think the competition is going on to be between Yashasvi Jaiswal and Prithvi Shaw, because I mean Jaiswal is making a name for himself on one hand, scoring those runs, is consistent. There are no major technical flaws in his game. There is discipline in his batting. There is discipline in his regime as well. But Prithvi Shaw,
Yeah.
you see, he's landing in all sort of horrible controversies, not being able to put focus on the game, or put his right head on the game, getting out cheaply, not converting his starts to go on to score big. And I think it's just that phase of career or phase of life. And I think I feel for Prithvi Shaw, but right now I think he is a far way away from a reckoning, even for a reckoning for that Indian team selection. And I think he will be the one that will be most disappointed with this, because I know he'll be itching out there. He'll be absolutely desperate to get some runs on the board for his side. And now coming in as an impact player, I don't know for how long Delhi Capitals is going to persist with him as an opener
But
as
what
well,
are the
because
options they have? What are the options they have at this point? They have very minimal
I'm
options, or else they have
uh,
to bring someone like a Sarfaraz Khan as an impact player.
yeah, I mean, if you talk about options, they can just get in a Mitchell Marsh to open the innings. Manish
Hmm.
Pandey at 3, Yash Dul at 4, and or Abhishek Porel, get Abhishek Porel and promotion at the top of the order is a good. And you can have a Riley Russo at number 3, 4, 5 as well. You can have that one foreign
I
player. I
don't
mean,
think they are going to weaken their bowling at this point of stage. I don't know. Maybe
see,
Chetan Sakriya or
uh,
Kamlesh
yeah, I
Nagarkoti
mean
can come.
Chetan Sakaria, Kamlesh Nagarkoti. We have been shouting for a Chetan Sakaria, Kamlesh Nagarkoti, and today finally we saw a game where there was no Mukesh Kumar, no Khalil Ahmed, no Chetan Sakaria, no Kamlesh Nagarkoti. So no Indian pacers in that lineup, and they played with all Indian batters. You had a
Yeah.
Yash Dhul, you had a Manish Pandey, you
No,
had Abhishek Porel.
you reckon for someone like a Sarfaraz Khan as well, maybe batting in the power play is going to be helping him a lot better rather than coming in the middle overs. He's going to be getting the new ball. And remember last season as well, he opened a couple of games and he did look pretty good.
Yeah, I think he opened in a couple of games, and I think he looked pretty good, because and I think right now David Warner needs a partner who can sort of take the attack on the bowlers, and most importantly, don't lose a wicket in that first 3 or 4 overs. Because we saw that if you give the at least 6 7 overs to David Warner, he gets a move on very quickly. He used to score brisk at a brisk pace in the power play itself. But
Yeah.
right now, I think it's just the case that they are losing so many wickets up front, that a lot of pressure is mounting on him to take the attack on the bowlers. And I think today's dismissal as well. I think he wouldn't have been dismissed if the score was 30 for 1 at the end of 5 overs. It was only because 30 for 3 at the end of 5 overs. He took that extra pressure, because he had the pressure of scoring quickly. A lot of people were just saying that David Warner is here just for the orange cap, and it never feels good to be in a team where the team is going on to score 160, 170, and you are scoring at a strike rate of 110, 120, and playing 50, 55
Exactly.
balls every innings. That is the
Right.
worst feeling possible. So I think we'll definitely have to feel for that. So
Absolutely.
I have no answer for Delhi Capitals. Probably get in a Riley Russo and get in an Indian pacer, and just try and hope for the best.
Yeah, I think we can talk about RCB now. I mean, massive win for them as well in Chinnaswamy after that loss, after that heartbreaking loss rather, to Rajasthan, to Lucknow Super Giants there. But yeah, I mean, what a way for Virat Kohli once again to score those runs. What do you reckon went wrong in the middle overs? Because Harshal Patel still getting the nod ahead. Are you a little surprised that he's preferred as a number 5 batter to back spin? I know it not come off, but is this something which RCB management are really considering? Because I personally think Hasaranga is someone who they can promote up the order. And why are you sending someone like a Harshal Patel?
I think they can even promote a Shehbaz Ahmed at number 5. Why get Shehbaz Ahmed at number 6? You can also have a DK. I mean, okay, DK is there just to finish the job for the team, and he has not been in the best of forms. So I probably have DK at number. I don't understand the reason for sending in another floater at number 5 when you already have a Mahipal. I love the fact that Mahipal Lomrod came into bat at number 3 today. But then once he got out, scored 26 of 18 runs. That was 18 balls. That was exactly what was needed at that point. Somebody to sort of go, like, take the innings forward along with Kohli, because Kohli was going strong from the other end as well. And then came Maxwell, scored a 24 run knock in a Maxwell sort of a style, hitting 3 sixes. Then when you lost that third wicket, why do you need a Harshal Patel at number 5 for me? I have no answer, no clue regarding that, because I feel that even a Dinesh Karthik would be a better fit at number 5. If you want Dinesh Karthik, if you want to hold back Dinesh Karthik for the later overs, which is not working right now, so you can still try a Shahbaz Ahmed at number 5. He's a better batter, and I am absolutely baffled with the fact Anuj Rawat at number 8. I mean, you
Yeah,
said we'll talk about him, but I don't know. I mean, what went wrong for RCB today? Anuj Rawat coming in at number 8 went wrong for him.
yeah, yeah.
Mahipal Lomrod batting at number 3 and getting substituted
I mean, this
in the
could have
first innings
possibly
itself.
backfired big time if RCB would have lost this match, isn't it? Everybody would have been talking about that knock. I know he revived himself with that beautiful run out of Prithvi Shaw, but then that wasn't quite to be to forget his knock completely. 14 runs of 21 balls. I mean, that is criminal in T20 cricket. I mean, that's worse than being a criminal as well in T20 cricket. I mean, that is
I mean,
just so.
that is criminal at any phase of the game, and especially because he was playing in those last 5 overs. I mean, he at one point I just wanted him to just get retired out, because you had the likes of Wanindu Hasaranga waiting, you had the likes
What
of
do you
Wayne
reckon?
Pardell waiting,
I mean,
waiting.
firstly, he's not a tail ender or he's not a middle order bat. His best suited position is maybe top order, maybe top middle order, not even lower middle order. Now you're putting him at number 8, asking him to go after bowlers who are bowling in the dead. That's just unfair on the lad as well, isn't it? Maybe they can bring in someone like a Suresh Prabhu, the Asa instead, or maybe just give Hasaranga that nod ahead. I mean, until and unless you're having a complete collapse, you've lost 8 wickets. If you haven't lost 8 wickets, then why are you trying this tactics? Because it doesn't make any sense to shield someone like Hasaranga. Hasaranga is a very capable bat. Maybe you would have given a lot more runs if he would have played 25, 30 balls or 20 balls rather. He would have given you 30, 35 runs. That's for sure.
And I think I agree with you on that point as well. Whether Hasaranga would be a better call instead of a Harshal Patel. I think Harshal Patel does not have any answers to spinners right now, especially in the IPL, because we saw he's not your number 5 batter. He can in no way. I mean, I know for his domestic side, he comes into bat at number 6, number 7, number 5 sometimes, but that is not how you need a Harshal Patel in your team. When you have quality batters, you could have brought in a Prabhu Desai, like you mentioned. Or if you want to play, if you desperately want to play Anuj Rawat in your team, get him in at number 3, because I think that is where he used to play. He did nothing wrong. I mean, he did something wrong. He did not have a strike rate to be at number 3 for this RCB setup. But on conditions, when you lose an early wicket, when you lose a Faf du Plessis or a Kohli early at the top of the order, I think Anuj Rawat will not be a very bad call at number 3 for the side. But he is a horrible, horrible call anywhere after number 5 for this RCB side. I wouldn't even call him a good place for to bat at number 5 for him, because he just does not have that game of accelerating and taking the attack on the bowlers.
I
And I
mean,
think
why is there so much of emphasis on just giving Anuj Rawat? Why is there no emphasis on giving someone else? I mean, today I thought one bright prospect was Vijay Kumar Vaishak, who made the debut. He bowled beautifully, I mean, isn't it? I mean, you have to say that lad has got something about him. His change of pace was something very important. I know Hasaranga had an off day, but then he really covered up for a lot of these off days. And also for Harshal Patel as well, bowling in tandem with Harshal Patel. I mean, his knuckleballs were beautiful. We have seen a lot of Vijay Kumar Vaishak in the Ranji Trophy this season, helping Karnataka to go into the final as well. Ball beautifully in the Side Mustaq Ali Trophy. What do you make of him? I mean, he looks like a bright prospect for RCB in a season where they are really hunting for bowlers.
Yeah, I think Vishak was a bright prospect in that RCB lineup, because uh, I mean, Akashdeep did a fair enough job for RCB in the last season. This season around, I think he was looking more like a liability for this RCB setup, because he was giving in a lot of runs in that middle overs, and not even picking up the wickets, which he was doing in the last time around. He was bowling well, but he was going for runs. That is something that you have to take in stride when you play at Chinnaswamy or you play at Eden Gardens. That you can bowl very well and have figures of 45 for no wickets at the end of 4 overs. But having said that, I think why he was in the setup last time around and this time around as well was because of his ability to pick up wickets in that middle overs, which he was
Yeah,
not doing this time around. And RCB were not picking up a lot of wickets in Hasaranga's absence as well in those middle overs.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I think Vishak coming in was a great call, and he can bowl
I mean, yeah,
up front with,
he's a home ground
yeah,
lad as
yeah,
well.
home
Come
ground
back.
as well, and he can bowl well in tandem, not just with Harshal Patel, who was in the later stages of the game, but also with Siraj as well at the top of the order. If you have something in that pitch, I think Siraj, after those two off games, bowled brilliantly in the last game against Lucknow. bowled brilliantly in today's game against Delhi Capitals. I think it was that spell from Siraj at the top, and Vishak as well, that actually totally took Delhi Capitals out of the game, and they were chasing right from the second or third over itself.
Yeah, I
They were
agree. I
chasing
agree.
the game.
I agree. I agree. Having said that, I think we've covered both the games, and that's it for today. Thank you all for joining us. I mean, it was wonderful to take all your questions as well. Maybe before we go, we'll just talk about. We did take this question. Pathetic from Prithvi Shaw. Yes, we did talk about this as well. So one last question what we have is thoughts on Yashasvi to be the next big thing over Shaw. I think Yashasvi has already taken those giant strides in domestic circuit, has outscored Prithvi Shaw in a couple of the tournaments already in this season, in the past season, and even IPL now. He looks to be the class apart, especially technically very solid. He's got a very good level head, and he's batting with one of the best openers right now in the world, with Butler opening with them, or best T20 batter in the world rather. So he's gonna get to learn a lot from him. We're already seeing a lot of videos where he's learning about the art of power game, and his strike rate and intent is phenomenal as well. So there's no complaints on Yashasvi Jaiswal. He's going in the right trajectory. Looks like a very promising all format player in the making. So we really hope Yashasvi the best of luck, and we really hope he stays up to the hype and maintains discipline. And he's come through that phase of his life as well, where he's seen it all at a very young stage. I think he's on a very good path as well. So let's hope Yashasvi will play for India very soon. Thank you all for watching. Do remember to download our app, check it on Apple App Store and also Google Play Store. And also do share this video with your friends and families so we can keep bringing you all this content throughout this IPL season and much more as well. Take care and have a good time, all of you.
Good night, guys.